Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I am here with a book haul. As I mentioned about a week and a half ago, I had talked about the importance of shopping at bookstores, and especially those lesser-known independent bookstores. So, about a week ago, I paid a visit to a bookstore called the Bookworm, which I visited for Small Business Day. And I'm really happy that I went back because I really like the owner. She's very knowledgeable about a wide range of things. And she's really engaging. She wants the customers to have the best possible shopping experience. And the selection is just unbelievable. There are things at that bookstore. Only other place I really had much a chance of finding it was on Amazon or online. There are definitely hidden gems, and there is great quality to the selection that's in store. Let's get started. The first thing that I picked up was something that I had in mind for quite some time. And being into historical nonfiction, especially that having to do with the U.S. presidents. I picked up the first in a series of books that talk about our 36th president in Lyndon B. Johnson. And this is the Years of Lyndon Johnson series written by Robert A. Caro. And this book is The Path to Power, which talks about his upbringing and his early days. This is split into 4, and it goes into his time in the Senate, and then eventually transcends into him being the running mate and eventually vice president to JFK, and then eventually becoming president himself. I went to see All the Way on Broadway a few years ago, and it really caught my attention, and it's really interesting to learn much more about this quite controversial president who had very mixed reviews. He's praised for how he dealt with the civil rights and also criticized immensely for how he handled the war in Vietnam. This is definitely a president book that I want to read. I just finished up a buddy read with Michelle from Michelle's Life, and I'm going to leave a link to her channel down below, as I am going to in an upcoming review that I have for the book that we went over, A Strangeness in My Mind. And I really liked Orhan Pamuk so much that I had to pick up more from him, and I plan to start a collection of what he's written. The one that I picked up on my visit to the Bookworm is The Black Book. I really am interested to... I'm really interested in digging into this particular story, for he really gives me a sense of life in Turkey. I was not too familiar with it. I knew the basics, especially its connections to the Ottoman Empire during World War I, but aside from that, Turkey in today's culture and during the last 50 years, I think I get a great sense of it through the works of Pamuk. The next book that I picked up is a collection of poetry from a Nobel Prize winner. Pamuk was he won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2006. And Wislawa Szymborska, a Polish poet, won in 1996, exactly 10 years earlier. I already have a collection of her poems up to 1997. And Map, which is the collected and last poems, catch up on what she's written. But at the same time, it also includes the poems that have been written since the collection that I own from her. And this goes up to 2009. She died in 2012. And I'm really looking forward to immersing myself into what she's written. Her and other Polish poets. I'm really into Czesław Miłosz. We filmed and will be releasing a discussion that we had on one of his poems. And hopefully I find something in here that is quite discussion-worthy. Next thing I picked up was The Street of Crocodiles by Bruno Schulz. Bruno Schulz was a Jewish person living in Poland who was affected and eventually killed during the Holocaust. And his absurdism in here is quite fascinating. He's been compared on the front cover. Isaac Bashevis Singer, a Jewish writer himself, known for Gimp the Fool, said, and I quote, "He wrote sometimes like Kafka, sometimes like Proust, and at times succeeded in reaching depths that neither of them reached." This is quite convincing, especially if you're into absurdism like myself, and all of the other branch-offs of absurdism, like existentialism, which is more, it may be seen as the reverse, but I think they go a bit hand in hand. Next thing that I picked up was The Tin Drum by Gunter Grass. Grass is also a Nobel Prize in Literature winner from Germany. He won in 1999, and this is the first in what is known as the Danzig trilogy. And it's an interesting take on the Holocaust, and it has to do, according to the back cover, it's an autobiography of a 30-year-old man who was stunted in growth, probably due to experimentation that took place. And I'm just really curious to see how Grass writes, and also explore some of his other works, because I had him on a list of authors I wanted to explore even more and possibly start collections of. This is everything I got at the Bookworm. If you're in the Surf City area, whether you live there, plan to visit, want to visit, I highly encourage you to do so. There's definitely going to be something that you find. I definitely plan on going back and getting even more. And I thank you for watching this video. And for now, and as always, support your bookstores and keep reading.